Right there. There we go. Three, two, and one. Well, Mayor Zacher, welcome back. Mayor's Monday here at WSAU, WSAU.com. Matt Zacher appearing in this forum as the mayor of Wisconsin Rapids, only to talk about what's going on in Wisconsin Rapids. Nothing in this video should be construed otherwise, of course. You're not the legal expert. I can't ask you if that legalese was good enough, but uh, people understand, right? You understand what we're
Ah,
saying.
you're saying don't campaign on my show. That's fine. I won't do
There we
that.
go. There
Yeah.
we go. You said it, not me. That's exactly what I was going for. But yeah, welcome to 2026. I mean, what do things look like in Wisconsin Rapids right now?
Yeah, everything's it's always interesting. It's only my second time through in terms of my second year of being the manager during the holidays and the beginning of winter hunting season. Like things really do slow down. And it's that way for even in my businesses in the past, it's always a slower time and everybody focuses on family. So that's pretty neat, just to be able to have that time to take a breather and kind of get your bearings again and get ready for the new year. Yeah, and this new year again, not campaigning, just letting you know. Obviously, you guys have seen we have a campaign coming up April 7th, so that's the excitement getting started with the election process and getting all that out there. So that's part of the whole system too. It's always
Mm-hmm.
interesting to watch happen.
Indeed, and I mean, just quickly, we do know that not only are you going to have again the mayor's seats on the ballots in Wisconsin Rapids, but we do now know that you're going to have a school funding referendum on the ballot as well. So no matter where you are in Wisconsin Rapids, April 7th, there is something for you to vote on.
Yep.
How should people check their voter registration status and start making their plan to vote, no matter which way they are going to vote?
Well, I'll come in and talk to the clerk for sure and just make sure everything's set up because that's where the headquarters is and they make sure they're connected to everybody in the state. Everybody runs this, the same way. Again, it's they do a good job educating the clerks and making sure that they're, doing the job right and trying to make sure all the I's and T's are crossed. So, yep, get ready to vote so you can be out there ready to go when the time comes.
Indeed. And again, that is April 7th. Primaries, if needed, are at the end of February. And as if I haven't said this before a time or two on a newscast, you can always check your voter registration status at the myvote.wi.gov website as well. Does sound like I've got that down?
Sounds good to me. Very good. Thank you.
Indeed. Well,
Yep.
I know one thing that in the more immediate future, the city council is going to be voting on in Wisconsin Rapids. You've got the solar array project coming up. Again, give us the overview of this and what is going to be decided coming up here on, I believe it is Tuesday, the city council meeting. You're going to have a vote on this, right?
Yeah, this will be the kind of the final vote. We tried to stretch it out. I know it's been an interesting run. This is probably my first time in 2 years where it's such a controversial thing, which I didn't really fully understand it would be as controversial as it is. As our electric company department, WWLC, kind of brought it forward. They were working on it for a couple of years, and it was in the works, and kind of heard whisperings of it, but then all of a sudden the federal level incentives changed and they fast tracked it to bring this the thing to the table to because it's a large group. It's 13 municipalities, part of the Great Lakes Utility Consortium, and then just a lot of moving parts to make it happen. We started it about 3 months ago and we slowed it down as much as we could to get people there, the public, to have their time to talk, and then vet it out, get more information out on the website, on the way, the airwaves, so everybody can do their research. Everybody seems to have their opinions. The strongest ones, of course, are the people that are closest to the actual physical location. There's some controversy about, putting it on wellhead land, but most people would say that I don't want to go into any, like, I try not to take a side here, even though I've had to do so much research and get so much information on it. However, people decide, however, the aldermen decide, that's the way we're going to go and move it forward. I don't necessarily want to break that tie, but if I do have to break it, then I will. But in the end, you ask me where it's going, where I see it going. I really don't know, because there's
Mhm.
nothing. I've learned for sure there is absolutely nothing for sure until the vote is actually taken, and then you go from there based on what that vote is. You make it happen either way. So
And so the benefit to this, to the municipality, would be you're producing a percentage of the power that you use every day, correct? About 1/6 or so, I believe the ratio is. Of course, solar here, as far north as we are, not always, a great option because we've got time of the year where we don't have sun for hours on end. I mean, I know people have said, like, if this project was in Arizona, it would be kind of a no brainer.
mhm.
But here, you're still going to be able to produce a certain amount of your own power, though,
Right.
correct?
Right. So it all goes by the average, every day, for the entirety of the year, how much power it's going to make. And on average, excuse me, our city, our municipality through WWLC and all of its customers, because they're not all just in Wisconsin Rapids, but we use about 30 megawatts on average of power. Sometimes peak power is higher, nighttime is lower, but on average
Mhm.
it's 30. On average, the same average, the way that's taken, this facility will produce 5 megawatts of power. So it's like I said, it's creating about 1/6 of the power that's needed. When it comes down to what that's going to save the average residential user, it's only going to be a couple of dollars a year. It's not going to be much. But when it really where it really helps us out in the future is being able to provide cheaper power for manufacturing companies or companies that need a lot of power. One of them, that we have some of these manufacturing companies in our service area now, and they're going to see quite a bit of savings. So it is something that we're doing to help the future of our community. And certainly it doesn't hurt to say we're harnessing the power of the sun. We do have some alternative energy sources that are helping us. It is due to cost us about $100,000 basically to plug the system in to our distribution system. But then from there, we don't pay anything out. We're paying for the power that is being created there at a much reduced rate, and that's due to save us over the duration of the years that it's going to be in service, which right now is 30 years, could be up to 40 years. But for that 30 years will save us about $17 million. So it's a heck of a payback. And again, these are all the numbers that they're giving us. I didn't
Mhm.
run my own calculator on it. But at some point, we do have to trust that, the people who we're entrusting to service our electrical company and all the people that they're working with in the state on the electrical level are giving us good information as to what this array is going to do for us over the long haul.
And again, on the other side of it, the opposition, as you said, is coming from, people that are concerned about the municipal water supply, and then you said also the neighbors in the area are
Yep.
kind of saying, not exactly in my backyard. This isn't something we're too excited about.
Yep. Yeah, the first part, of course, is anybody nearby thinks there's going to be a solar array like right outside their window or back door. The situation is that WWLC, who's owned by the city, but by ordinance are very separate and they run it like an electrical company. But they purchased land, and these are two 40-acre plots, so it's a combination of 80 acres. They bought it about 80 years ago. As WWLC, they paid the money for it. They're looking at, there's two wellheads on it, but this would be a 40-acre parcel that would be cleared in the middle of the 80 acres. So it'd be a 150 to 250-foot border around the entire array. And then within that 40 acres of cleared land, there'd be 25 acres of solar panels. So the goal and what WWLC has said is that wherever a house can see, they'll make sure that they can densify the woods enough that they would never actually see the solar array in there if they didn't want to. The upside to it is on the inside, they're planting a whole wildflower field inside
Mhm.
that 40 acres, so that all after a couple of years will be growing up. Again, their hope is that it'll bring a new ecosystem of animals to that area and insects and all that kind of stuff to help it out in that sense. Um, there is a concern because it is close to wellhead that it could possibly have some kind of negative impact on the groundwater. Right now, all the science, and again, I understand this because there's a lot of people, and it's even hard for me to talk about it because people will say I'm skewing it one way or the other in favor of or not. Again, I try to let people know I don't really have a dog in the fight. If we don't build it, we're in the same boat we were in regardless. If we do build it, it seems to be that there'll be some positive impacts, but again, we won't know till we build it. So we just make sure that we let them have the time to vote on it, and whatever the vote goes is where it is. I hope I don't have to break the vote, but
Mhm.
that's my job to break it if I need to. So with the solar, with the water, groundwater right now, they're saying there isn't anything. The glass, the aluminum frame, the silicon that's in it, everything has been updated and built in a way that isn't going to negatively impact the groundwater at all. Not like if you built a development there and you have fertilizers creating nitrates that could get into
Mhm.
the water, or gasoline in the ground, stuff like that from different things that could be spilt off the driveway or something like that. So
You
right
do
now they're
under
saying it's safe.
and you do understand as well that solar array infrastructure makes excellent growing conditions for hops.
Oh, I did not know that. Is that
Yeah.
what people are doing?
That's what some people have said. It makes
Okay.
excellent growing conditions for hops. And
Like around the array or under the array
under
or
the array, the
under the
hops,
array?
the plant kind of vines up
Okay.
the legs, I guess.
Interesting.
And I understand hops are needed to make beer.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. These are neat panels too, because it's an electric motor, not a hydraulic motor, but
Mm-hmm.
they do go on a timer with the sun. So they're
Mm-hmm.
always, they're solar panels on both sides. So they're getting sun that bounces off and, each other, whichever
Mm-hmm.
different direction they're coming. So it's kind of a neat, like it's newest technology. I get it too. Like there's so many horror stories about, companies coming in and selling somebody, an array for their house or something that never really paid off. And there's a lot of fear out there, and I get that. Again,
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to really come to a happy medium and make everybody happy and move forward. But at the same time, you have to make a decision one way or the other. So either way, you're gonna make a lot of people angry.
So then, all that said, because believe it or not, we've taken up most of the episode right now
Oh,
with
yeah,
this.
it's a big one. Yeah,
All
yeah.
yeah, exactly. Though, I mean, all that said, uh, how do you want people to get their opinion, make their voices heard, contact their alder, whatever? How do they get involved with this meeting? Because obviously, as you mentioned, this is something that the community is talking about. This is something people care deeply about. So, and the decision's coming. I mean, it's coming tomorrow, right?
Yeah, but we've had planning because it had to go through a couple of things like rezoning to be a conservatory land, and then we had to do would we be willing to do it as a conditional use permit? So we had to vote on that, and then we had to vote to do a letter of intent in order to keep us on the docket for the ability to actually do it. So this vote right now is going to be uh, like the finance and property committee voted it down because those aldermen that are on that have never been for it. So it'll be pulled out at council, and the council members as a whole will then vote on it. And it is a time for people to come, but we've had multiple meetings up till now where
Mm-hmm.
all the public has come. There've been 3 hour meetings, a couple hours after that. And it seems we're answering most questions. I think it's been really good. I hope to just let everybody talk. I didn't cut anybody off. I didn't want to, put time limits on it. Just vent, answer your or ask your questions, state your opinions. Everybody's been heard, and now the aldermen make their decision based on that.
Absolutely. That's the way it should go, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I appreciate everybody being a part of the conversation. That's all I really want, is to make sure all the information's getting out there and everybody's heard if they want to be heard.
Absolutely. Well, Mayor Zacher, we always appreciate the time, and we'll look forward to seeing where this goes again tomorrow night.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. We were going to talk about database facilities. We'll do that next time. They'll still be around. So,
Oh man,
lot
data
going on there
centers,
too.
that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah,
That's a
appreciate it.
whole nother thing that you've experienced in Rapids and everywhere else. Maybe we'll get to that next time.
Sounds good. Thanks, Michael.
All
Appreciate
right.
it.